Hi, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to evaluate x to the power of 5 plus 1 over x to the power of 5, given that x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals 0. Now, the big temptation here is to take x squared minus 3x plus 1, factorise it and obtain a value for x, which you can then plug into the above expression. This is possible, but you're not going to get an exact value for x, and calculators are not allowed. So this is not the way to go. So what are we going to do? Well, you're about to discover that x plus 1 over x raised to various powers has an interesting property. So I'm going to start by dividing this equation by x. That gives us x minus 3 plus 1 over x equals 0. And taking the 3 across to the right hand side gives us x plus 1 over x equals 3. So we now have x plus 1 over x, and we just have to raise this to the power of 5. Okay, but let's start by just squaring it so you can see what happens. Okay, and squaring the 3 as well. And now expanding out, we get x times x is x squared. X times 1 over x is 1. And 1 over x times x is also 1. So we get plus 1, and 1 over x squared is 1 squared, which I'm just going to write as 1, over x squared. This still equals 3 squared. So all of this becomes x squared plus 1 over x squared. And now I'm going to take the 1's over to the right hand side. So we've got 9 less 2, which is 7. So did you see what happened there? We squared x plus 1 over x, and we ended up with x squared plus 1 over x squared plus an additional 2. So the whole middle section of this expansion just got simplified. Now let's take this equation, where x is to the power of 1, and multiply it by this equation, where x is to the power of 2. So we get x squared times x, which is x cubed. We get x squared over x. We get x over x squared. And finally, we get 1 over x squared times 1 over x, which is 1 over x cubed. And this equals 3 times 7. So that's 21. Now let's bring down this x to the 3 plus 1 over x to the 3 plus this becomes just x, and this becomes 1 over x. And this all equals 21. Therefore, x cubed plus 1 over x cubed equals 21 less. Now I'm going to take this over to the right hand side, but we know what this equals. X plus 1 over x equals 3. So this becomes less 3. In other words, it's 18. So we now have values for x plus 1 over x squared plus 1 over x squared, and x cubed plus 1 over x cubed. And now for the final step. How are we going to get to x to the 5 plus 1 over x to the 5? Well, we're going to multiply the x squared terms by the x cubes. So x squared times x cubed is x to the 5 x squared multiplied by 1 over x cubed is x squared over x cubed plus 1 over x squared times x cubed, which is x cubed divided by x squared. And finally we get 1 over x cubed multiplied by 1 over x squared, which is 1 over x to the 5. And that all equals 7 times 18. Now let's group our x5s together. So we've got x to the power of 5 plus 1 over x to the 5. And sort out our middle section. So this becomes just x, and this becomes 1 over x. And that still equals 7 times 18. Once again, we know that x plus 1 over x is 3. So we can now take that over to the right hand side, which gives us 7 times 18 less 3. And this of course is x to the 5 plus 1 over x to the 5. And so our final answer is 70 plus 56, that's 126, less 3, 123. And that's our answer. Did you find that interesting? A nice problem, I think. And next time you see a problem with x plus 1 over x raised to various powers, don't panic. Just remember that the middle section of the expansion simplifies quite quickly. Okay, that's it. Another question tomorrow? Join me then.